nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merrily enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter. Personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the fall finally connects. And?
Shit!
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers
What?
watch out, can't beat me. Looking for
I figured it'd be like he's in the attic.
Oh.
Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Okay.
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe
This-
City. Baggers watch out.
What?
Can't
Shit,
beat
how
me.
loud is this
Looking
thing
for
even?
Trouble? Better not lie. I'm a
Sharp
cool
ringing
dude.
fills the entire
Asian guy.
hall,
Sup, I'm Ash from
hall,
Deluxe
disrupting the
City. Baggers
pleasant
watch out,
quiet
can't
that has settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search for the source, mine included. Oh, it's his ringtone. He's in the room with us.
Oh.
My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in on a lone figure crouched behind the same group of old people. Check. This is an annoying ringtone. He is facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without bothering to end the call, I marched toward them. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with
All
this.
the times to...
Ashton Frey!
What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for having not recorded. He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. Bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it before utterly falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone and the floor. But it's not every day that you catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxious calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash,
I could be looking to buy a house.
a mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you?
Chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown on my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how often he looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I'll ever think about telling it to.
Why?
If I can help it. I don't know. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and supernatural? I'll never believe those even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation on why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Ashhole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope. Over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Outside.
She's been outside before, though, before she showed it to the people. Because they walked out to get everybody, so maybe she'll be alright.
You want to take it over?
Yeah.
I apparently can't read.
Should I do it? Because I feel like their accents are really bad, and I can do a really good bad accent. So...
Knock yourself out.
A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. That was terrible. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion.
Yay, neither of us can read.
Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back. Shadows beckoning. Help me. Help me. I don't look back. Oh. They leave. We spend the ride back to Luxburn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles, or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise, he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there.
Yang's Energy Bar. Chocolate cereal.
Do they measure in grams?
They? Asians?
They're not in Asia.
I know. No. Yeah, I mean, they kind of... I don't know, actually. I think they... Grams, yes. I don't think they do much with pounds. I think they've said something... I've been told they use the stones as a measurement still sometimes, which I don't know what that is. I think they use both in some amount and understand them both. But, I mean, even in America, they do their stuff in grams.
Yeah, ounces and gram and stuff.
It looks like a very American wrapper to me.
Yangs.
Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there. I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca, while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal Hoping
to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. Thanks. And I tear open the pack and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. Okay. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He is not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so." I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Why of all times did I have to screw up like that in front of an important customer, no less? I owe Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Do you see the names, the different buildings, like Starbucks Coffee?
It's a very anime thing to do. change a single letter or something in a company name. Briar Realty Corporation. There's the
It's
building right there. Yeah.
And Mrs.
There's
Flowers.
Library, Sleepy Sheep Inn. Yep. Sir Antiques.
Yeah, the Crawl Bar. I believe that's what it said.
Yeah, looks like it. Is Mrs. Flowers instead of Mr. Flowers?
Is Mr. Flowers a thing?
I don't know. I feel like it is, but I could be wrong.
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Oh, this is apparently really well known.
Right.
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant it as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burned with my own guilt and apprehension.
Show it to him!
Things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
Dead bodies and sofas.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Show it to him!
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. Why not?
Show it to him! What?
We don't want to do either of these.
Do the top, because he'll be like, you're changing the subject.
Yeah, okay. That's actually, at least not without revealing anything that took place in the attic. Change the subject, lie to him. Yeah, change the subject, because then he'll try and dig further. I agree.
Or he'll be like, oh, she obviously wants to change the subject. It's a risk we'll have to take.
Actually, I'm wondering, could she pull off a convincing lie?
I don't know.
Let's change the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. Damn, we should have lied to him. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm just as bad at it or because I'm really very good at his job, or he's just really very good at his job. I'm good at his job. Yeah. Wow. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before I reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't you just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm, because I'm not answering his questions either. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash. That Ash-hole.
All right. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He recounts what he's been doing in the time that we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, the big case he's been stuck working on, stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we'd catch each other online. Well, most of it are the trimmed down version, only things he can tell. He's always been careful about that. Even the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice just because it kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. Stories never cease to be entertaining to me, regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, no, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea is still there. Along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house.